Somebody has made the classic Shipment map from Call of Duty on Battlefield using Portal. On Battlefield 6 using the new Portal engine. It is absolutely wild. We're going to be getting into it. We're going to be taking a look. But first, please consider following me over on X, Blaze2KX, and X link down below. And consider clicking to subscribe and liking this video down below. We stream every day. I'm streaming every day this week at 8 a.m. Central Time. If you're going to come watch me play some Battlefield 6, come join me every morning for, to start your day. But yeah, I couldn't believe this when I saw this guys over at X. Basically, Shipment from Call of Duty is already being made in Battlefield 6. And here you can see here, right? Obviously, someone has literally used the Portal tool to literally recreate Shipment, an iconic class from Call of Duty. A lot of different Call of Duty games, I believe it first appeared in... I could be wrong, but I think it first appeared in Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and it's been a fan favorite and one of the most hated maps, funnily enough, in Call of Duty for years. And it is wild that the amount of maps that people are making now on Portal for Battlefield, it's turning out to be really, really, it's going to be a big game. And as you can see here, I mean, people are literally making fun experiences from, basically copying Call of Duty maps across the board, which is wild. Obviously, it has its own issues. There's ways to get out the map. Some of the objects are glitched. I mean, look at this, for example. This was my experience jumping into Shipment for the first time, right? The ground was wacky. I was falling from the sky through the map. It just wasn't right. But the fact that we can do this at all is amazing, I think, and I hope that Portal gets better and better. It gets more future rich, and basically Battlefield 6 ends up becoming just an endless game full of endless possibilities. And if people get bored of certain maps and content, well, hopefully people just make new maps. Let's go. Now, if you've been following my gameplay live streams, I've obviously had a really good time on Battlefield 6, but it's not without its problems, right? First of all, basically gamers are having issues with HDR. Battlefield and DICE are actually basically asking you to manually set your HDR settings instead of using HDR, because you'll end up running into issues like you're about to see, or that you are seeing on my screen right now, where you look outside a window and it's just completely white, as if you've died and went to heaven. Completely insane brightness, looking outdoors when you're inside, and making it extremely hard to see. So DICE has actually basically asked gamers to adjust their HDR settings manually to basically account for this, because the auto HDR is broken and it needs to be fixed. Don't get me started on the progression challenges for guns. Man, I'm trying to, grind through and level up my assault class, and it had me do all these weird challenges. Like, I had to kill 20 people whilst having used one of the stim shots or injectors. So basically I had to inject myself and then run into combat and hopefully try and kill someone. Absolute grind. And then what got worse was that I had to stun people for the next challenge for the assault class. I had to stun 20 people, get 20 stun kills, and basically the challenge said that I had to stun people and get 20 help teammates kill with the stun grenade. But it only worked. Must have been bugged out. I had to kill people myself after stunning them, which it sounds easy, but let me tell you, it's insanely hard and grindy to do, to the point where I was basically running into a meat grinder constantly and getting killed, and being no help to my teammates whatsoever. Another thing, I think, for the LMG class challenges, you basically have to suppress 50 enemies or 100 enemies or something, or it had some crazy requirement. So the progression on this system is kind of, I don't know, it just seems, grindy is one word for it. But even for people grind, if it's boring and hard for people that are grinding and that are okay with grinding, how is it going to be for regular players, right? And don't get me started on the time to kill. I feel like, I could put a whole magazine into another player and not be able to kill them. But then when somebody locks onto me, does a 180 flip and kills me in 2 shots, the time to kill is insanely fast on this game, and it's taken away from some of the enjoyment. Then another issue I've been having is with the UI. I'm not a fan of this whole Netflix, Hulu tile-based UI. I'm not a fan of that. Another thing I'm not a fan of is the filters. Is the browser server list. Basically, EA is hosting each and every one of these servers, so you basically can't rent a server. If you want to have your own dedicated server dedicated to you, you can no longer do that. You can't go to like a server website, buy a server, rent a server for a month, and basically have that server online 24/7. You can't favorite servers. So if you find a server with like certain rules and stuff like that that you like, you cannot favorite it. So you could jump back into it at a later date. And if the server gets 0 players, it just straight up doesn't show up on the list. The server browser, it just seems a little bit pointless right now. And obviously, the maps feel very Call of Duty-esque, at least the smaller ones, which a lot of people have been complaining about. But overall, I've been having a blast on Battlefield 6. I'm streaming it every day at 6 in the morning. 8 a.m. Central Time in the mornings this week. So if you feel like jumping in, giving me your opinion, asking questions, if you haven't bought it yet, feel free to just jump in and, say hello. But yeah, Battlefield 6 is off to a strong start. I think this game has a crap ton of potential. I think we've got season 1 on the horizon. We're going to be getting a new map later this month. We're going to be getting the Battle Royale mode hopefully later this month as well. It's just a really fun game. And yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. But anyways, I'm Blaze. Just wanted to give you a quick update on the fact that people are making Call of Duty maps on Battlefield and how exciting that is. And I'm hoping that they improve the portal and the UI experience, because right now, just navigating the UI is a pain in the butt, especially the portal and the community experience aspects of it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'm Blaze. See you in the next one. Like, subscribe, click the bell icon, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Let's go.